If you're thinking about moving to West Palm Beach, Florida, I'm going to give you 5 pros and cons about living there. So if you want to know everything there is about what it's like to live, work, eat, sleep, and play in the Palm Beaches of South Florida, then this is the channel for you. Now be sure and hit that like and subscribe button because we're putting out new content every week and you don't want to miss out on that. So go ahead and ring that bell down below. Also, if you want to get a hold of us, you can reach out by phone, text, email. Heck, you can even send a message in a bottle because that works too. Now, every day we have people reaching out to us morning, noon, and night, and we absolutely love it. So go ahead, give us a call, a text, an email, any way you want to get a hold of us. We got your back if you're thinking of moving to the Palm Beaches of South Florida. All right, let's get after it. I told you I'd give you 5 pros and cons, and I've been living down in this area for quite a while now. So these aren't things I looked up. These are things that I came up with. They're going to be different than anyone else that's put out this type of video, and some of them might be the same. Now, I'm really not going to talk about the weather because everyone knows the weather in South Florida most of the time is absolutely amazing, unless we're in hurricane season, and that can get a little rough. Now, let's start off with the pros, meaning the good things of living in West Palm Beach. Now, number 1 on the list is the opportunity. West Palm Beach is a thriving community. You're going to see when you come down here, cranes in the air, building, construction, rejuvenation. There's an electricity going on down there, especially in the downtown area of West Palm Beach. And that carries on out into the suburb areas or the places further out. So there's just a lot going on here, a lot of progress. If you're thinking about coming down here looking for a job or to retire or whatever it might be, if you're in any type of service industry, whatever is white collar, blue collar, whatever that is, you're going to thrive down here in West Palm Beach. Number 2 is all the building activity going on down here. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of cranes. You're going to see construction in the downtown area. You're going to see construction further out west. It's just everything's getting redone. It's getting a facelift, and it's actually, there's a lot of facelifts down here, by the way.
Why would Nancy want a facelift?
But you're just going to get a facelift down here in West Palm Beach. The money that's coming down here and investing, headquarters coming out of different companies coming from New York, moving down to West Palm Beach and all of the Palm Beaches. You're going to see that money coming down here. This is what's going down here in West Palm Beach. Number 3 on the list is the nightlife here, the nightlife and entertainment. Now, the downtown area, it's not real big. If you're coming from a really big city like New York or
New York City
or Boston or something, it's really a small, secluded area, the actual downtown area, but it's packed with restaurants, bars, clubs, and entertainment. So this is Clematis Street. This is considered a downtown area. It's really only about 4 blocks, 3-4 blocks long. But on a Friday, Saturday night, or any night, this can really get hopping with excitement. There's a bunch of clubs, there's restaurants, bars, whatever you want for excitement down here in West Palm Beach. This is one of the places you want to go check out. So one place would be ER Bradley's. So right now I'm at ER Bradley's, which is in downtown West Palm. It's right by the Intercoastal. It's really kind of a cool place to come. They got great bars. They got like 4 bars here. They have live music here. Now this is a Tuesday night, so it's really not, it's just Tuesday night around 4 o'clock, but there's already a lot of people here. But you got a great view of the water, great music, good food, and entertainment. It's someplace you really want to check out. Or you could find yourself at the Bend on the rooftop bar with amazing views of the downtown area and the waterfront. I'm at the Bend Hotel. This is about 4 years old, this hotel, so it's really like brand new as hotels go. The rates on this place are probably, you know, in the $400 to $500 plus a night, I'm sure. And then, you know, during now in the off season, you probably get a room for like $250, but they have really cool two really cool restaurants here. The Proper Grit, that's on the lower level, we'll go in there. But also, they have this rooftop bar restaurant called Spruzzo's. It's absolutely fantastic. Got unbelievable views, and on a Friday, Saturday night, it really gets hopping. They got some great music playing and all kinds of stuff like that. So these are two different type of scenarios, but two really cool places to go if you're in the downtown area. So if you're gonna park at a meter, make sure you put money in there, because they got these dudes that drive around on those little Segway things, you know, and they will catch you. You think they're not around, but they'll come around, and next thing you know, you end up with a big old parking ticket. And most of your living down here in the downtown area is really going to be condo or apartment living. There's not really a lot of single family homes right down here in West Palm Beach. Let's go check it out. Some of these little neighborhoods and stuff have their own little shops and bars, and one of those places to keep in mind would be El Cid. Right now, I'm in El Cid, right on Cordova, which is one of the most beautiful palm tree lined streets you'll find in South Florida. And the great thing about this spot right here, I'm about a half a block from the Intercoastal. So if you're looking for a great property in South Florida and money's not an object, you really want to check out El Cid. Now, the typical home in El Cid, minimum over $1 million, and that'd be like a 1,200 square foot 3-2. But you know, you get in these bigger homes, maybe 3,000 up to 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. You can be looking at $3, $4, $5 million. There's actually a house for sale right now that's at $24 million right on the Intercoastal on Flagler. So the sky's the limit in El Cid. So the downtown area is one area off of Clematis, and there's another area just west of the railroad tracks called Rosemary Square. Now over there you're going to find a bunch more restaurants, a bunch of live entertainment going on there. So it's like this 7 days a week. It's like it's nonstop. And the same with downtown area of West Palm Beach. It's busy all the time. So both these places are really fun to go to if you're looking to go out to eat, see some live music, and just really enjoy yourself. Also, note to self, when you're walking through here, watch out for these concrete balls. If you run into them, they do hurt. So right now, I'm walking down Rosemary Avenue. And this is really one of the places I do spend a lot of time at if I'm gonna go out to eat or people are in town. It's a great spot. But one of my favorite places to go to is El Camino. They have some of the best tacos around. And like, if you want margaritas and great guac, this is a place to go to in West Palm Beach. And if we go further down here, the City Cellar. Great place to meet up with people and great place to have some good food and some good drinks. So when I was down there filming, I learned that they're going to be tearing down actually almost an entire block that was part of Rosemary Square, and that's by Copper Blues and the Improv, and there's a movie theater. They're actually tearing it down. They're going to put up an office building. This is the center of Rosemary Square, but just check it out. What a cool place, huh? Now there's other things you can do here too for entertainment. One is to go to the Green Market. On Saturdays they have this amazing Green Market. It's one of the best places you can go to of all the markets in the area. And it's not just food, but there's also antique dealers and things like that, artists, so you'll really like that. So if you're really into live music and you want to see some really big time shows, we have all the big entertainers come to the I Think Financial, and that's just west of town, maybe a couple miles from the downtown area on the other side of 95, and all the major bands and maybe some not so major bands come to the I Think Financial to play. You'll absolutely love it. And if you're wanting to see a Broadway play, a musical, or maybe some classical music, there's the Kravitz Center, which is just off of Okeechobee as you're coming in off of 95. And if you're one of those people that really enjoys going to museums, there's the Norton Museum, and they have some incredible fine art there. You'll get a little bit of history of West Palm Beach as well. And actually this one's in Palm Beach, but I was just there recently and I would highly recommend it, and that's the Flagler Museum. And what it is, it's the Flagler Mansion. Now this was built in like 1902. It's 100,000 square feet. It's absolutely magnificent. You gotta check this out. It gives you a history about how West Palm Beach and the Palm Beach area evolved and who started it and how they started it. And this mansion's absolutely incredible. There, one of the things that they don't have there is the kitchen. I like to cook, and they don't have the kitchen anymore. It's like turned into an office or something, so you can't go there. But it's really a cool tour. You want to go there, you can actually have a tour guide, or they'll give you a handheld thing and you can just click it when you get to the room, and they'll tell you a little speech about every place you go in the Flagler Museum. And it's just, I really would highly recommend it if you come down here. It's worth the trip. Let's talk about the things to do. I mean, I talked about entertainment, but West Palm Beach is right in the heart of the Palm Beaches. And so if you're into boating, if you're into fishing, scuba, snorkel, paddleboarding, anything, any type of water sport, there's a boat club right there in West Palm Beach. You can become a member. You pay a monthly fee. Instead of buying a boat, you can just go rent a boat from there, and you get to pick your boat. You know, you take it out for 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever. You just pay a monthly fee and pay for gas. It's really a cool thing if you're wanting to get into boating. If you want to go diving, you want to go sport fishing, whatever you want to do around water, you want to learn how to spearfish, anything, you can do it right here. You want to surf.
Still surfing? Every day.
You could spend a month trying to try everything and you still wouldn't be done with it. If you're into golf, we have some of the best golf courses on the planet right here in and around West Palm Beach and Palm Beach. If tennis is your game, there's tennis courts, pickleball courts everywhere. So whatever it may be that you want to do outside, you can do it here. Even if you like riding your bike. The cool thing about living here in Palm Beach, you can do it all year round. Also, we talked about boating. One of the things to keep in mind, they have the big boat show here every year. So right there, just east of the downtown area, they'll close that off. They have this huge boat show. They show all the current boats available. And if you're into boating, you really got to see this. It's really spectacular. And if you just want to come out here and just check out the boats, you'll see all these giant yachts, all different sizes of boats. They're just sitting there in the water or cruising by. So it's really cool. It's something you want to check out. One of the other big things about West Palm Beach is its access to everything. One, we have Palm Beach International Airport. Now, I used to fly in and out of Lauderdale because it was a little bit less expensive. And I found that if I figured out my time to travel and what my time's worth per hour, it made sense to even fly in and out of Palm Beach International, because the flights might be another $50 or something, or $75 each way. By the time you figure in what it costs to drive there, you get stuck in traffic, you're always running late. There's a big wreck on 95. It's just so much better to just pull in there. You can have someone drop you off. From downtown West Palm to the airport, you're talking like, 10 minutes. And at the most, it's a small airport. You get through security super fast. Overall, I think West Palm is one of the best places you could live, Florida. It's got that, city mix. It's got rural areas. It goes all the way out to the acreage, so you can live in the city, live in a beach or in a condo overlooking the water, or more urban, or you can go out and live on an acre, 2 acres out in the country. Whatever you want, you can do that right here in West Palm Beach. So those are the pros, and I know there's much more. I could go into more of the people, the diversity. I love the people of West Palm Beach and all the people down here. It's just really kind of chill. Nobody's in a big hurry. So let's talk about the cons about living in West Palm Beach. One of the biggest things right now that I really want to talk about is the cost of living. So after COVID and all the printing of money and everything, the cost of real estate really went up. And basically to the point of where it's almost unaffordable for a lot of people. So this is a 3-2 that I sold over the winter time, and it was in need of repair and some updating. But anyways, this property sold for around $235. But a lot of your properties you're gonna be paying $250, $300,000 just to get into a single family like a 3-2 in West Palm Beach. And then if you get close to the water, close to downtown, same house could be bringing, $500, $1 million. So prices are all over the board. It just depends on your lifestyle and what you can afford, what's in your budget. So the cost of actual living, we know that the price of food and gas and all that stuff went up, but the housing costs, that's a real big thing, along with insurance and taxes, because anytime your property values go up, so do your taxes and your insurance. Now, I know people talk about there being a senior freeze and a homestead exemption, but the homestead exemption really, let's face it, on something where your taxes are $10,000, it's $1,000. So it's not like you're saving 50% on your taxes. And even if you have a senior freeze, you really got to watch what you make, because if you make too much, you're not really going to get that. So you got to have low income in order to get the senior freeze. So it's kind of like give and take. Well, am I going to make more money or am I not? Now, there are still properties available if you want to get something in a 55 and older, farther west of town. You can get in some condos and some little townhouses and things like that for, I don't know, 125, 150,000, under 200,000, let's just put it that way. And these are 55 and older communities like Golden Gate. There's just different areas. And actually, they're pretty nice. I've sold some of them, and there's some pretty nice. You can live large down here, pretty inexpensive if you set your mind to it. You can spend under 150 to $200,000 and really get something halfway decent that I would live in, no problem. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you are looking to move down here, everything close to the water sells for more money. Unless you're in like a golf course communities, those can bring a lot of money too. And some of those have equity ownership. So you have to pay, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 just to buy a house there. It's a form of equity. You get that back you get most of it back when you sell it, but you have to put that money up front on top of what you're paying for the house. One of the things I see down here is poverty. So you're driving around. Now, if I'm going to be a homeless person, West Palm Beach would probably be a great place because you got great weather, and there's a lot of people with money. When you're getting off the exit ramp, they'll be panhandling, knocking on your window for cash, and go to some of the stores you go to. You'll try to go in and out of a store, and they'll be hounding you for money. And what's crazy is you have this extreme wealth, but you have this extreme poverty on the other end. So this is something that really got me, and this I found out from selling real estate down here, is West Palm does what's called run-in fines. And I got that term from a home inspector, actually. And what it is, let's say you have some sort of a violation. They drive around, the home inspectors in that, for the city, and they drive around and they look for somebody that's in violation of some city code, whether it could be your grass is too long, something's wrong with your fence, there's something wrong with the exterior of your house, maybe it's not painted properly. It could be anything. And what they do is they put, maybe you have something in your yard that doesn't belong there, whatever it might be. And I'm not talking in a gated environment, I'm talking about little homes all across the city, close to the downtown area. And what they'll do is they'll hit you with a fine. And so they'll give you notice, and they'll say, hey, we found this to be in violation of the city code. You need to correct this. And you have to correct it, and then they'll come out and re-inspect it. So I had a client that did that about 12 years ago. They re-inspected it. They actually had it well documented, and they never came out, whether they re-inspected it or not, the city never signed off on it. So 12 years later, she has a $110,000 fine. And this actually cost her a lot of money, this situation. And the only thing that they can do is you have to remedy whatever that violation was. But here's the kicker. Once you do that, now the city says, now we're going to look at your house, the whole property, with a fine-tooth comb. And if you have anything on there that's out of, that's a violation, we're going to get you for every one of those things. And we're not going to pass we're not going to reduce the fine or do anything until you take care of all these things. So it's going to cost you even more money. Now they'll reduce that fine. Say if you have a $100,000 fine, they might reduce it down to $5,000 to $10,000. But that's a lot of money. And then they're going to tag on all these other things you're going to do. So now you got to paint your house. And I'm not talking about touch-up paint, because I've seen it where we said, oh, we touched up. No, it's got to be the same color uniform, entirely perfect. Oh no, you got to fix the hole in the rotted wood over there. Everything that was there, and you can look at the neighbor's house and see the same thing going on with their house, and I'll say, well, wait a minute, the neighbors is like that. They'll tell you, well, how do you know they're not running fines too? So this is what goes on in West Palm Beach. And then go try to settle something at the city. It's like you're gonna spend so much time. First, it's hard to get anyone on the phone. So then you're gonna go there and then you're gonna sit there for maybe 30 minutes to get waited on and get these things taken care of. So it's really, I would say the city of Palm Beach, their building department and their zoning and that, it's not the easiest place to deal with. And especially as a homeowner, you're gonna run into a lot of roadblocks, things aren't gonna get done, and you're really gonna be at your wit's end just trying to get something simple done with the city of West Palm Beach. At least that's been my experience. So West Palm Beach is actually not on the beach. Maybe they could call it West Palm No Beach, I don't know. So to get to the beach, you're gonna have to drive to Palm Beach, so you're gonna go onto the island, and there's plenty of beach space there. Or you can go to someplace like Lake Worth, or you can come up to Riviera Beach where I go, or you can go to any of the other beaches. But there isn't actually a beach on West Palm Beach because it's actually west of the island. So the intercoastal is there, but the beach to actually get to the Atlantic, you're gonna wanna go over to Palm Beach in order to go spend a day at the beach. Now what people will do that you can get, like, you know, where you have the service with the umbrella and the chairs, you can get that at certain areas, and a lot of them are at different beaches in and around, up and down the coast, so you can pay for it in one place and go use it in the other. So fifth con is the snowbirds and tourists. So if you're not used to that, you're gonna see, you know, so let's say you move down here in the summer, you wanna go out to eat, you just go out to eat, and no big deal. In the wintertime, come fall, winter, you're gonna have to get reservations, you're gonna have to wait in line, traffic's gonna get absolutely absurd. People, and oh, by the way, people drive down here absolutely insane. If you're driving on 95 or even the tollway, you're gonna see these wrecks that you're like, what the hell is that? I just had a wreck. I was almost, I would say almost killed in a wreck. I was sitting at the light on PGA. This was up in Palm Beach Gardens. I'm sitting at the light. Here comes a lady in a Rolls Royce, full speed ahead, rear ends the car next to me, shoots it off across the street and it hits a pole. Now, luckily everyone survived, but when you have a, you know, I don't know what a Rolls Royce weighs, but I know it's a lot, going 50 miles an hour, not even hitting the brake, rear ending a BMW, stopped at a light, shoots it over into a pole. I mean, it was devastating. I was in a convertible. I could have been ejected from that thing. So scared the heck out of me. It was the closest I came to death in a long time. So you really got to be, you know, looking in your rearview mirror. You got to be watching all the time. I've seen people driving, you know, 50 miles an hour in a 65-mile-an-hour zone. You'll see that. So not even just the fast people, but you got this mix of slow and fast. You have kids driving sports cars, you know, 150,000 sports cars driving by, going 100 miles an hour. You really got to be on your toes when you're down here in West Palm, especially driving on the expressways. Those are my pros and cons about living in West Palm Beach. If you're thinking about moving down here, relocating, you're looking to buy an investment property, retirement property, whatever it might be. You want a beachfront condo, you want something downtown, maybe you want something out on the golf course. Whatever it is, we've got your back if you're thinking of moving to the Palm Beaches of South Florida. So just give me a call. You can text me, we can sign up for a Zoom call, and we'll get you started.